All right, good morning. Welcome to the Stadium Club. This is home of the University of California, Berkeley's Fighting Golden Bears football team. This stadium is not the Goldman School of Public Policy. This is the football stadium. We're just hanging out here for the day. And if you haven't already, just every 5 minutes or so, just turn around and look at the bay back there. It's beautiful. This is the best location. We should buy it. My name is David Wilson. I'm the Dean of the Goldman School of Public Policy, and I am honored and privileged to lead the world's #1 school of public policy, serving as, thank you, as a professor of public policy and political science. I wanted to start off with something very basic, and that is the definition of a challenge. A challenge. The situation of being faced with something that needs great mental, intellectual, social, and/or physical effort in order to be done successfully and therefore serves as a test of one's ability. Indeed, we are facing a challenge. And as dean of a public policy school, I'm often asked to explain what public policy is and why it matters. Public policy is more than legislation. It's generally how government, and by extension those who are governed, address public problems. It is our way, it is our democracy's way of establishing justice to ensure domestic tranquility. It is our way of providing for the common defense and promoting the general welfare. And it is our way of securing the blessings of liberty for ourselves today and our future. There's no better location for us to engage this idea than the People's University, the public university, the University of California, Berkeley. Everyone here today is concerned about democracy and wants to improve it. Elected and appointed government leaders are stewarding democracy, but they're divided about its direction. The public is confused about the common practices and principles of democracy, and some in the public are losing faith. Common ideas about citizenship, rights, and freedoms are being tested. And still there's evidence that the public wants a system that works, that laws that can protect, and information that they can trust. This convening is part of our Democracy Policy Initiative, the DPI as you'll hear us refer to it. The initiative launched in 2024 to help us make full use of our university's public mission and our California laboratories so that we could develop and activate policies, create new networks, create new learning opportunities, engage in new research, and create new programs that can inform and support public solutions that promote democracy and service of human flourishing. We are literally trying to identify ways in which democracy can create opportunities for the good life for everyone. We launched the DPI because there's no current framework for democracy policy in the United States or much of the world. Any public policy 101 textbook will cover economic policy, health policy, education policy, housing policy, defense, technology, and the list goes on and on. You will not see a chapter or a book on democracy policy, yet. Our local, state, and national governments are experiencing democracy as a public problem that must have public policy solution. So this moment calls for new ideas, new voices, new inspirations, especially from colleges and universities. The Goldman School and other schools of public policy and public affairs are the only academic fields created expressly for the purpose of strengthening and improving the understanding and performance of our democratic institutions, our democratic governing institutions, the people who lead them, those who engage and lead public servants, and those who are represented to lead government itself. Some might argue that at this moment, public policy and public affairs is the field, the academic field that matters most. But our School of Public Policy believes in collaboration. We believe in diversity and inclusive input. And most important, we believe in community. And so this is why I'm so proud of our partnership with the Brennan Center for Justice. Together, GSPP and the Brennan Center are committed to closing gaps in knowledge, innovation, capacity, and communication, translating those most pressing issues of democracy for the public to create real solutions. We want our fields, our institutions, our best minds, our best ideas to play that transformative role in promoting, protecting, and delivering on the promise of democracy. Now, this vision of the democracy policy idea and landscape is only possible with generous support from the Evelyn and Walter Haas Jr. Fund, the Levi Strauss Foundation, the Walter and Elise Haas Fund, and the Peter E. Haas Jr. Fund. And they've been on the front lines of our desire to push the boundaries of understanding democracy further, and none of this would be possible without their belief and their investment. So Fatima, Ralph, Kathy, Raul, Puling, Jamie, thank you so much, and please, everyone, thank our supporters. Powerful. So in conclusion, while the house may be on fire, there's plenty of water. We just need some help in knowing where we should spray it first, and then determine the extent to which we ought to rebuild the whole house as it was, or build a completely new house, or some combination of the two. And in addition, we're thinking about who lives in the house and what tools they need to protect it in the future. Indeed, these are uncommon times, and we're going to continue to face uncommon challenges. I'm proud to be a part of this moment. We're going to make history today, real meaningful and lasting history. So thank you very much. Today is designed to be a day of conversation. We'll engage in a lot of panels, but we really want to have a lot of conversations about what we ought to do, how we ought to do it, what networks ought to be included, what research we need to engage ideas. But to help spark the conversations, we're going to have a little icebreaker, and I promise it won't be too painful. It's only going to take a few minutes. I want you and those at your table, just find the person right next to you if you don't know them, and if you know them already, find somebody else you don't know. Share your name, share your affiliation, share what brought you here today and why you wanted to be a part of this conversation and this event. And maybe a little bit about what you hope to take away from it. So just for a brief few minutes, warm up a little bit. I'll set the timer now. Go. All right. Everyone, let me have your attention. I know that was quick. You did amazing. Everyone gets gold stars and A's for effort. And if you don't think you had enough time, that's the reason why you should stick around for the full day. We'll have a reception at the end of the day, and we can do this over spirits. All right, so now I'm pleased to introduce Kareem Crayton. Kareem is Vice President of the Brennan Centers for Justice Washington, D.C. office, where he manages the center's work and operations in the Capitol and leads the organization's new initiative with Fisk University, the Fisk University, is there a V in front of it now, called the Partnership for Southern Impact. A leading scholar of law, race, and politics, Kareem has served on several law school and political science faculties and authored more than 24 publications on representation and democracy. He's advised advocacy groups, elected officials, legislative caucuses on redistricting and voting rights matters, including the 2020 cycle. He led a litigation team in 2 successive terms before the U.S. Supreme Court on seminal voting right cases. Crayton has served on several different boards. You're just so busy and so prominent, including being a staff counsel and chief of staff to the Alabama House of Representatives Minority Leader. Very impressive. Everyone, please welcome me in joining Kareem Crayton.
Good morning, everyone. As I told my colleagues last night, I chose not to wear red. Today, I couldn't resist. I'm a graduate of this place down the road, but I'm delighted really to be here. And what a magnificent facility. Dean, thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you so much for this partnership. I'm here on behalf of the Brennan Center for Justice. We are a nonprofit research, advocacy, and communications organization where we have over 200 people working to give life to the legacy of Justice William Brennan. And our main goal is to assure that our democratic institutions, our society as a whole, lives by values that are equal to the promise that is in the Constitution of the United States. And we do it through a lot of different work, through our research, through our advocacy, through our communications, and we do it through our partnerships. And this is one that we take quite seriously. We're delighted to be here. I should mention, in addition to this wonderful event that we're happy to partner to produce, we have a budding relationship with research that we're doing. The Brennan Center has done a voting laws roundup for over 10 years, and we are excited about partnering with researchers here at the Berkeley School to develop that further work both in letting people know what changes are going on in state legislatures, but also to look back and make theoretical arguments about maybe why these changes are happening. I also see my colleague, Larry Norton. We've also been delighted to have you all enjoy his expertise on loan for a brief time. We're excited to get you back. You have to come back. But really, all of this is, in our view, a model of what is necessary in this really critical moment. What we all know, what we have always known in this country is that success is never an individual outcome. It can only be attained when we work together. And in this moment where values and norms and frankly the rule of law is being challenged, what we have to do is find the ability to work across disciplines, across ideological differences, sometimes even across geographies. We're an East Coast group. We're happy to be here and in the Bay Area to do this work. It also, as the Dean was very careful to mention, it has led us to this initiative that I've been thankful to be given the opportunity to steward, a budding partnership with Fisk University to make change in the American South. It is the place, in our view, that has really the keys to the kingdom in changing America. It is the fastest growing region in our country. It's the most diverse region in our country. It unfortunately has, I'm sad to say, the least representative government in our country. And so we've got to do work using all of these skills to make change. And so again, this conversation, we see part and parcel in that goal. So I'm delighted to be here on behalf of our president, Michael Waldman, who unfortunately couldn't make it because he's stuck on the East Coast with a lot of other obligations. We want you to know institutionally, we are delighted to be partners. So with that, let me invite our panel for the first discussion up to the stage. And as they come up, let me introduce you to the moderator for our first panel on universities.